For the best water deals in town, your local needs. Fill up your 18.9 liter for the low price of only $2 or your 4 liter for only 50 cents. Pure Aqua Valley water.
I have seen him before. He's a tremendously talented young player, and there are no major flaws in his game at all. I mean, like most young players, he needs to get a little stronger, but his ability to process the game at high rates of speed, his ability to execute difficult plays at high pace and high rates of speed is really exceptional. And when you look at the direction our game is going now, the players who are able to think and execute at high rates of speed are incredibly valuable.
How do you, again, you've been watching him for a little while now, but is this something which has always been in this game? Is this something which is innate, or can it be taught?
No, it can be taught, but it's a little bit of teaching. A lot of it's innate, and it's an awful lot of hard work. So I don't know his background too well, but I've got to believe there's a little bit of that in there, and I'm sure he's worked at his game very hard.
He's projected as a first pick, and some of the scouting services saying he's a top 5, maybe top 10. Way too early to get a real good read on him.
No doubt about that. I mean, there's a lot of hockey between now and next June, so time will tell. But he's clearly a first-round talent, and I would think certainly a top 15 talent. Ultimately, we'll see how things shake out in June, but if the draft were today, I think he'd be in the top 15 for sure.
Looking ahead to the draft, again, the Canadian Hockey League seems to be more and more Americans being selected at the draft, but you look a lot across the CHL. Is this considered a strong year for the CHL?
It's a decent year for the CHL. It's a decent year. It's better than some anticipated, to be candid. At the start of the year, we were all a little bit spoiled because the strength and depth of last year's draft. But I think, as we're making the rounds, we're seeing more players start to blossom in all 3 CHL leagues. We're seeing kids that nobody had really on their radar starting to develop and starting to show that they've got some dimensions that it takes to become an NHL player. So, by and large, I don't see the high end that we saw last year, but the depth is better than originally anticipated.
On draft day, is it all about the best player? I have to wonder. I guess I suppose it depends where you are in the draft. Is it all about the best player available, or how much of it is position?
Well, that varies from organization to organization. In our case, in my 7 years in Pittsburgh now, 6 drafts, we've always taken the best player. We've tended, with the exception of the year that we traded Jordan Stahl and took Derek Pouliot 8th overall, we've tended to be picking anywhere from 24 to 30. So, our focus is on getting the best player available. We don't pick by position. The kids now are so much younger than, say, they are when the NFL drafts, where they're able to project a kid to step into your lineup 1 year out, or maybe even after training camp, because they're 23, 24. They've had 4, 5, 6 years of training at college. We have a different model than that. So we focus on the best player. We know that they're going to be long-term, particularly where we've been drafting. But again, our ownership affords us the opportunity to take the time that's required to develop these young players and fill those holes with short-term free agents or long-term trades.